I want to give message to the imported government. You have 6 days to announce elections and dissolve the assemblies. If you don't, I will march back to Islamabad with all the nation behind me.
All right, joining me now for more from Lahore is journalist Murtaza Dar. Welcome to the programme. Help us understand what is behind this ultimatum that Imran Khan has so boldly set their elections in 6 days' time. That's not a lot of time. Or he'll be back on the streets again marching.
Right. The situation right now here in Pakistan is, of course, not normal. Things are really concerning here in Pakistan. And since yesterday, we've seen the local and the international media both have reported the situation on the grounds right now. Like you've mentioned, the protest has been called off, and there's a 6 days ultimatum going on, is announced by the current opposition party. The situation behind this all is basically the concern of Imran Khan and his party. And the concern is that they want government to announce early elections, general elections, like they were ousted a couple of weeks ago. And the government which ousted them actually wanted early elections. Since they are in power right now, they do not want to go for early elections. Rather, they would prefer to continue. And now they prefer to continue. In that continuation, they need money. And to get that money, they need to go to IMF. And they went to IMF yesterday. And IMF said to them, OK, we'll give you money, but you have to raise the price of petrol per liter, which they would do, and that would dent them. So they are in a fix that either they should take a hard decision, they should get money from IMF to run their government of like 1.5 years, which is a collaboration, which is a government of a collaboration.
Yeah.
So they're confused about continuing this government, and they're also confused about announcing the early elections. So there's a fix by this government, there's a confusion by this government, one thing. And the other thing is Imran Khan, which you ask, is of course about announcing the early elections. And in order to announce that elections, government needs to take an important decision, which they are not taking right now. And for that, he's there on the streets, and he has given 6 days ultimatum. And he has asked.
Murtaza, sorry to jump in, because all of this is happening, this political crisis at the same time as a huge economic crisis. The country is really struggling to recover its currency. As you mentioned, Pakistan is already in talks with the IMF. So do you think protests or fresh elections would help the economy, the economic crisis right now?
Yes, of course. Of course. I mean, whoever would want to lend the money, either it's IMF, World Bank, or any other financial institutions, they need some stability or political stability as well. Because whenever they're going to invest, they would want to know that the government we're contacting or dealing with is a legit government, and they're here to stay, because there's a legacy, there's a policy they have to continue in order to fulfill all the agreements that they have done with that. Like, for example, the previous government has done an agreement with them in which they have told them, the IMF, that they would increase the fuel prices, they would increase the other prices, and they would increase the tax collection, stuff like this. So they want a stable government who continue that, whatever has been written. So this is my understanding that this will happen. Either it's the current government that they continue, or it's the Prime Minister or the former Prime Minister Imran Khan's government, they continue. In either way, there should be a government which stay here for long, and they come by a formal election, and they stay here and take difficult decisions. This definitely would ease the situation for now. This is what I get from these things happening on the ground.
Okay, thank you so much for your analysis there and the update. Murtaza Dar, live there from Lahore.